From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. An alleged drugstore robber and reckless driver is in custody in Calgary after his attempt to avoid arrest ended in a multi-vehicle crash that claimed a child's life. A 9-year-old girl died of her injuries last night.
Police responded to reports of a pharmacy robbery on the south side of Calgary around 9 a.m., where the suspect allegedly assaulted a pharmacist and fled in a stolen car. Police say they pursued the driver, but due to the driver's unsafe behavior and traffic, the pursuit was stopped and a helicopter was used instead. The suspect is then said to have ran through a red light at an intersection and hit multiple vehicles, critically injuring 4 people. Police confirmed Thursday night the youngest victim in the crash was a 9-year-old girl. The driver was arrested at the scene and remains in custody, pending charges. David Bowles, The Canadian Press.
There has still been no response from Canadian government, police, or school officials to allegations by Indian law enforcement agencies of widespread trafficking of international students through Canada to the U.S. India's enforcement directorate said this week a multi-city search has revealed incriminating evidence of human trafficking and alleged links between dozens of Canadian colleges and 2 entities in Mumbai accused of illegally ferrying students across the Canada-U.S. border. As the world prepares for a second Trump administration to move into the White House, experts say there are lessons to be learned from America's tumultuous 2024 presidential campaign. The road to the ballot box was long and chaotic, including President Joe Biden removing himself from the race.
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
And assassination attempts on Donald Trump.
The assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life.
Ultimately, Trump beat out Democratic rival Kamala Harris by tapping into Americans' fears about the economy and illegal immigration. The director of the Canada Institute at the Woodrow Wilson Centre says the sense that Canada has a special protected relationship with its neighbor is gone. Christopher Sands says Ottawa must take action to ensure this country is a proactive partner with the U.S. in such industries as critical minerals and AI regulation. Temporary housing situations and what may be a slow rebuilding process have many Jasper, Alberta residents and officials feeling anxious heading into the new year. Mayor Richard Ireland says town council is feeling the pressure to rebuild successfully from last July's wildfires, as residents are counting on them.
As you might say, failure is not an option for anybody. We have to recover. The town has to be, to the extent we can make it whole again, let it thrive again socially and economically. And we only get one shot at this.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the World Junior Hockey Championship got underway Thursday in Ottawa, and host Canada notched its first win. Gavin McKenna scored in the first period. Carter George made 31 saves as Canada blanked Finland 4-0. George made 20 saves in the third period before fans at Canadian Tire Centre celebrated the country's netminder.
Definitely a cool experience. I mean, to hear a crowd like that chant your name, it was incredible, and I definitely soaked it all in.
Canada and the U.S. are tied atop Group A after the Americans thumped Germany 10-4. Canada's juniors are looking for this country's 21st gold medal after finishing a disappointing 5th last year in Sweden. Next up is Latvia on Friday night. In the NBA, the Toronto Raptors rolled into Memphis Thursday and gave up a season-high 155 points in losing their 9th straight game. They were thumped 155-126 by the Memphis Grizzlies. R.J. Barrett led the Raps with 27 points as Toronto slipped to 1-14 on the road. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.